Shalom. Shalom, shalom. All right. Let's play this video and we'll get right into the lesson. It begins Chicago migrant crisis, Chicago residents rage over migrant crisis, New York City migrant crisis. All right, this came out about a day ago. So we're going to let this run a little bit and we'll get into it.
And again, it looks a little strange on screen because when we caught that a few moments ago, we had to show that to you. I mean, it gives me chills. They're junking up our country, and it's our country, Jake. It's that person's opinion. But look at this video. I want to see Democrats fight back on that. I want them to answer back on the beatings on the cops. Oh, no, are they really sending us some people who are willing to break every law after they've already broken our sovereignty law at the border? Well, tempers are flaring in Chicago, too, Jason. So let's move there because, as you often said, this migrates all on its own. People are fanning out all over the country. A Chicago City Council meeting that's going on right now, in fact, is all over massive illegal immigrant crisis in that sanctuary city. People who live there as American citizens are furious over the millions of dollars in resources going to the illegals, who so many communities there are in need. They need those resources. The video is going to look a little strange because we just took this. It's going on right now. So it's a Zoom, and you'll see the countdown a little bit, but just listen to the words.
Let's let this pass.
Out of our communities because they don't deserve to be there. Downtown has 3 to 4 illegal families on every block begging for work and selling Kit Kat bars after $1 billion was spent on them. Where is that money? Where is the money for the South Side and the West Side communities? Not another dollar for the illegals. If the crisis is so bad, the city council members who are so concerned should donate their salaries to the cause like a real public servant should.
That's from a recent, yesterday it was breaking live during this hour. That's from that city council meeting. And we couldn't see everybody, but we played it for you anyway. Now we have so much more of it to play. Illinois has spent more than $1 billion of Chicago tax money already on the people who are there. So the Illinois governor thinks he has the answer to it all. He's blaming Texas.
Abbott willfully planned the arrival of these individuals in locations and at times that would engender the maximum chaos for the city of Chicago. Think about that the next time a politician from Texas wants to lecture you about being a good Christian. They shouldn't leave it to the governor of Texas, who has no goal but to sow chaos and destruction.
Good morning to my black people here. This is disgraceful. This is Black History Month, and I see some of our beautiful ladies having on these African garments. You don't show your blackness by how you dress. You show your blackness of how you vote. And some of you voted for sanctuary. If anybody needs sanctuary, black people need it. Now listen, over here, they're very disrespectful. Michelle Harris and all of them just talking while I'm talking. They are part of the problem. But black people have issues because you have poor black leadership. And Reverend Woo got somebody up here praying for us. Just pray your way off this plantation. Pray your way into reparation. This is disgraceful. No boycott, no black, empty seats of black people. When it was packed with these illegal immigrants and packed with these white Jews and white Arabs. Where are the black people? The ancestors hate you.
What it must be like.
All right, shalom, shalom. All right, we're gonna come back to this video. All right, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out the laborer in the house of David, the elect. That's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. And shalom to the elect. All right, back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit. Pray that this lesson is informative and also edifying. All right, this is News and Prophecy. I entitled it "The Immigration Crisis Used as the Precipice for Disaster." All right, and Jake is going to be to blame. I wanted to add that in there too, but the title would have been too long. Right, but it's a lot happening, man. People are pissed off about this whole migrant situation, and it's all orchestrated. As I go into these lessons, man, all this stuff has been constructed to bring the division and destruction of Babylon, America, man. All right, and it's all by design. Real quick, let me get this word. Bear with me. Let's get this word, precipice. Right. Bear with me 1 second. All right, let's get this word precipice, right?
Precipice.
Right? A precipice for disaster. So this word precipice says, down to the point here, definition 2, it says the brink of a disastrous, so like the brink of a dangerous or disastrous situation. All right. Now, you find out that these so-called refugees, migrants are getting they're getting aid, they're getting, financial aid, they're getting put up in luxury houses, they're getting credit cards, debit cards, cell phones, monthly stipends, and even in certain cities, they're telling the population to take these migrants in and house them. All right. So this is all this is nothing but bullshit, man. But you see that it's going to lead to a great divide in America, man. All right. And you got Jake complaining about it, and it's really, a divide and conquer type of thing, man, because a lot of these Jakes that are coming in, or a lot of these people that are coming in, there's a lot of Northern Kingdom coming from, like, South America, things of that nature, Central America, Mexico, things like that. And you also have, like, as we talked about, Russian troops, Chinese troops, things like that. So this thing is about to take off. It's about to go down, man. All right. But it says the brink of a dangerous or disastrous situation. It says, definition 6, it says the brink of a dangerous situation. This thing's about to pop off. Now, before I get back into this video here, I want to play this one. Let's play this video. All right. Before I get into the rest of this lesson, I want to play this because this stood out. I saw this on Instagram today, and I found the video. So let's play that real quick. All right. Bear with me.
About the migrant crisis here in the United States. Of course, we've been having news coverage about this really around the world. And some of us know that there is a hidden hand behind some of this. Well, today I want to share with you this very brief clip. Watch this.
In the headline here, it says, Salakia. The headline here, it says, Black migrants bust from the border, accused by New York City of creating infirmities in the U.S. All right. So it says in the video, Black migrants are accused of spreading illnesses. All right. So it's getting ready to happen again. Okay. And once again, as Esau always does, Jake is the face of terrorism. Jake is the face of all the problems that's going on in Babylon, man, because the majority of these migrants is Jake. All right. So anyway, let's let the video continue to play. Right. So here we go again. Right.
I think that the federal government should take the forefront in this crisis knowing and having all the data about where the unrest is and what is happening and what people need, and that we need to make sure that we have something where one city bearing the brunt of this doesn't seem fair to me. I don't think I or any person in this administration would use people to do any type of a stunt. We have done it with humanity and with compassion. And every week I come here and I talk about systems at its breaking point. I think we're gonna, things are not looking good. We need some support. And
Yeah, that's the spirit. Things are at their breaking point. This thing is about to go down, man. It's gonna get heavy. It's gonna get real ugly. All right, people are really mad about this shit.
Now New Yorkers are seeing what that means and what that looks like.
We're supporting folks for over a year at this point, and to see that the city has not been able to figure it out has been devastating and heartbreaking, to be transparent with you. Because no one should be sleeping on the street for 2 days outside of an intake facility just because they happen to be immigrants.
Now, did you see that? I want you to see this for certain reasons. You and I both know that the United States, when it comes down to Black migrants, they are quick to make sure that they go back to their country. We know that the overwhelming number of migrants, whether legal or illegal, tend to be other people groups that are not Black, right? But look who they're making the face of these allegations about the fact that some of the migrants that are being busted in from the border might be creating a catastrophic public health crisis in terms of diseases and spreading some stuff. Talk Black to me, somebody.
Yep. See, here we go again. We didn't been down this road before, right? So now that's what they're saying. These migrants coming in sick, unknown diseases, right? And remember, we just had, you had the so-called meeting of the minds. These damn devils out there in Davos talking about, the X factor, all right, preparing for a new wave of some type of disease coming, all right? So once again, Esau running the same fucking play, all right? And you, Jake's, gonna be in the forefront of it all. You're gonna be to blame of why America is being broken down, why everything is crumbling and dysfunction,
Now, I'm bringing this up because I'm trying to get you all to see that when the powers that be get ready to push a certain agenda or a new part of a particular agenda, they're going to always make sure that they have the images that's going to spark and trigger the people that they need to be triggered and moved to act more than anything. And that's always a Black face.
Right. It's always going to be Jake. Jake is always going to be in the forefront of the agenda, the problem, right? Just like I was looking at this earlier, right? Like I said, you got a lot of Northern Kingdom coming over, right? This hit the news. I forgot when this had came out, but it says San Francisco shooter pleads not guilty. Undocumented immigrant have been deported 5 times. So you're going to see a lot more of this. All right, a lot more Northern Kingdom faces, Jake, Judah, So here we go. Let's finish it out. Okay.
I hope you're reading through the lines. So even though we know that the overwhelming number of people and individuals that come to the country, whether legally or illegal, are non-Black, look who they're making the face of a crisis, a health crisis. I can't wait to talk with you more about what I believe and know they're really up to next, and why they're using our images to cover it up. Are you reading through the lines? The powers that be, whenever they get ready to unleash another part of their diabolical plans, they set up the narrative in the media first, which is why media is warfare. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. My name is Vicky Diller. Beloved, be sure to check out my website.
Here we go. So, hey, she was on it. All right. And people, a lot of Jakes, they see through this bullshit. But anyway, let's get some scriptures here. Let's go to let's get that in 2 Corinthians. You already know. 2 Corinthians, was it 2:11? All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11, and it reads, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. So once again, all right, the point of me bringing out this lesson, all right, we see that this whole so-called quote unquote immigration crisis thing is the precipice for disaster, for destruction, man. And you Israelites are going to be blamed for all of it. All right, you bringing in diseases, and then on top of that, you got all these people mad because, you know, these immigrants are getting free housing. All right, they're getting free health care. You see what I'm saying? But you got Jake out here struggling. You got people struggling, hyperinflation, beating everybody's ass. People can barely afford to make rent, pay bills. But here it is. You got these undocumented so-called immigrants coming into the land, and they're getting all of these free benefits. You see what I'm saying? So this is going to create division. All right. And this is going to be used as the catalyst, the precipice for America's fall, man. You see it. All right. Jake, you know, Jake is responsible for bringing in these diseases. All right. They got Jake in the forefront. So, hey, it's happening, man. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let me get one more. All right. It's kind of, you know, a quick news update. What's going on out here? Because this thing about to get real funky, man. Right? Let me get that in Sirach 5 and 15. All right. Bear with me. All right. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 15. It says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. And we're not ignorant of everything. That's why we're watching everything, man. We understand the times that we're in. We are at the end of Babylon the Great, which is America, according to the Bible. All right. The Lord told us that division was going to consume the land. And that division is all tied to the plagues that the Lord is bringing upon America, man. All right. So we're not ignorant of everything. We're watching everything that's going on. We see what Esau is about to do. And we understand that this thing is going to go down in a major way. All right. Let me get one more. Let's add one more precept. Job. Let's get Job 21, 27. All right. So this is the book of Job 21 and 27. It says, behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. Right. So, hey, it's happening again, man. We understand that this devil is going to eventually, you know, lock down this society. All right. They're going to push another virus, another disease. All right. They're going to push more of these, you know, these fear tactics and things of that nature. And then ultimately the whole immigration thing. All right. Because there is a wave of criminals, as Trump was bringing out. I believe the beloved brother, Amouran Gabar had brought it out in the video, quick video he posted. But you have a wave of criminals that are entering into the borders, man. All right. In the video that the brother played, I believe Trump was talking about how, you know, pretty much Mexico and Central America, you have those nations emptying their prisons and they're sending the prisoners over here. Right. So you got criminals all in, you know, all in New York, all in these different cities where these migrants are at, gangs and shit like that, breaking into houses, killing people, robbing people. All right. So once again, if you in the spirit, you see Esau is going to use this to enforce martial law and start getting at Jake, man. Start putting Jake to death. Because there's also there's also talks of deporting these refugees, these migrants out of the United States right now. So this shit is already it's already boiling up. So it says here a pipeline of criminals into the United States, right? It says, let's read a little bit here. All right. Like I said, this is the precipice, right? The brink of a dangerous or disastrous situation. The brink of a dangerous situation is about to go down, man. All right. Anyway, it says a relentless crime wave is raging all over America. And you would think that politicians from both major parties would be determined to do whatever they can to make things safer for all of us, right? But that's not the case. All right. This is all orchestrated destruction. Okay. It says, unfortunately, this isn't what's happening. What is happening? Our politicians have become so soft on crime and violent criminals are often put right back into the streets, excuse me, even if they manage to get arrested. So now our streets are absolutely teeming with predators, and conditions are getting worse with each passing year. But apparently that isn't enough for some of our politicians. And so they have opened up the floodgates and are allowing vast numbers of lawbreakers, excuse me, to come pouring across our borders, right? So you got terrorists, you got criminals, all entering to the the borders of America. Salakia. Please excuse me. Anyway, let's read a little bit more. So it says significantly more Americans name immigration as the most important problem facing the U.S. 28% than did a month ago. 20% immigration. Immigration has now passed the government as the most often cited problem, after two issues tied for the top position in the past 2 months. The government ranked first each month from January through November 2023. Right? Excuse me. So yeah, we're not going to read this whole thing. You get it. All right. So this immigration crisis is the number one. It says immigration becomes the number one issue for majority of Americans in 2024. So as I was making a statement about the video that I saw that the brother posted, Trump was talking about this. All right. You got all types of war criminals and things of that nature, soldiers entering into the borders, man. So something major is about to go down. All right. And we're going to keep harping on it because, hey, it's all prophecy at the end of the day. Right. Habakkuk 2:3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So this thing is going to take off to the next level. All right. 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. And Jacob is in the forefront of America's problems. Jacob is going to be used as the blame. Excuse me. But anyway, let's play some more of this video, right? And then we'll grab some more scriptures. Salakia, Jake's still battling. Excuse me. So let's play some more scriptures. Play some more video and grab some more scriptures. All right.
In that state of Texas on a daily basis where people are arriving. Our president, President Biden, has not done enough. He has not done enough to secure the borders. He has not done enough to go in and propose some legislation that he can push forth himself to change this situation. And I'm telling you, we're so angry here in Chicago, which has been a Democratic stronghold for most of its eternity. This year, we're working to turn Chicago red. We are so angry with Pritzker and with President Biden and with our mayor that we have decided that we're going to vote Republican this time around. That's just how angry we are. We are so angry that we are willing and going to turn our backs on the Democratic Party. I sat in some of those city council meetings and I looked at and I watched the aldermen totally disregard the voices of the people. And when I was going down there, we were coming down every week in the hundreds.
People are pissed, right? People are pissed. Let me get that. This is you already know, 2 Ezra chapter 15.
It's the President's Day sales event at Lake
Salakia. 2 Ezra chapter 15. Here we go. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Can you see it? One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Hey, this thing is going to spill over to civil war, martial law. All right, people are mad as hell, man. Okay, it says, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right, and you have right now, there's been talks of these so-called migrants, robbing people, killing people, things of that nature. All right, and you got these Edomites that are about their constitutional rights. They're ready to take action. Right, you even got Jake that's getting pulled into this thing, man. So it's just going to be an all-out, civil war. It's going to be all-out division all throughout America, man. All right. And we see it. We're seeing it build up. All right. It says, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right. People are ready to take matters in their own hands, man. All right. That's why a lot of these Edomites down in Texas at the border, they pretty much sniffed it out. They see that that their government is have set them up. All right. They see pretty much able-bodied men, war already entering into the borders. All right. Because like we said, a lot of these so-called migrants and refugees are nothing but disguised soldiers from these other nations as well, man. All right. So this America's about to be in a world of fucking hurt, man. All right. This thing is going to be epic. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able to. And why? All right. Because shit is going to be locked down. All right. They're getting ready to, they're using this immigrant crisis to shut this thing down. All right. It says for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. It's going to be a terrible time. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor and shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. There you go, man. Right. I just want to go back to this article before I go back to the video and just read some more. Immigration becomes number one issue for majority of Americans in 2024. All right. It's going to be one hell of a year, man. So let's jump down. Excuse me. So it says, but after Trump lost, President Joe Biden on his first day in office reversed nearly all of Trump's highly effective immigration and border security policies. And that was all intentional. All right. Which Republicans and growing numbers of Democrats say were responsible for creating the current chaotic situation along the southwest border. And while the issue of illegal immigration has skyrocketed to the top of the list of concerns of a majority of Americans this election cycle, after nearly 8 million people have entered the U.S. over the past 3 years. That's a lot of people, man. All right. Over 8 million people have entered the U.S. borders over the past 3 years, man. Okay. This thing is being set up for disaster. This is the precipice for disaster, man. And people are pissed. The precipice and people are pissed, man. Right. It says, and that was the same stats that we read at the other article. All right. So let's go play some more of this video here. All right. Like I said, all you that's tuning in right now, you get it. All right. We talked about how black migrants are being blamed of spreading illnesses, disease. All right. All this is set up for Jake. That's why the spirit was on the apostle to coin this year, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. That's the spirit. All right. Esau is ready to come after Jake.
School board, all these little different things. I was like, yeah. But then I think about other things. So to speak about I'm from Rogers Park. I'm from the north side for 30 years. I'm sure most of you all are here about Palino or East Rogers Park and not understand how can that be a part of the north side of Chicago? Multiple murders, unsolved. My brother was killed in 1995. His name is Walter Sims. I have not had a follow-up call. There was a young man murdered, a few months ago when the yellow line crashed. His name is Kenneth. He was murdered by a young man named Kamari. I know both of these young kids. Friends murdered, but one of them is going to get off because the charges that were filed against him were dropped. So the city is showing us that Black lives don't matter, or Black life does not matter too.
Absolutely. And that's what it is. And that's why, you know, as I said, you're going to have a lot of so-called Black people get caught up into this too. All right. Here it is, you know, Jake struggling, you know, in poverty, catching hell on a daily basis. But you got all this money that you're able to pull out your ass and give to these refugees and migrants. You're talking about free healthcare, free insurance. All right. Niggas is living in luxury condos and shit like that, squatting on people's houses. You know, so it's the perfect scenario to bring forth disaster and more division, man, which is ultimately going to lead to the destruction of Babylon. All right. People are really genuinely angry about this shit, man, as they should be. But we understand us in the know, we understand is for a bigger purpose, man. All right. This is all being orchestrated by the elites to bring this place down, to enforce the martial law, to lock it down and things of that nature. You see? But these common people, they don't really understand. They just mad. They're like, nah, this is some bullshit, man. Like these people coming over here getting all this free money and cell phones and, you know, stipends and shit. What about the people that's already been over here? What about the poor, you know? Where are they getting all this money from if America's supposed to be broke? You see? So this is a hypocritical place, man. And every day people are realizing that this place ain't shit, you know?
And we being condemned in this sense. We being forgotten in that thought. So I'm the young Black man, Taiwan Sims, that love Black people and want to see some type of resolve in it. Some reparation, maybe. Some understanding, hopefully. These are our electeds. We got Maria Haddon, Alderman Bill in the far south side. Everybody that should feel responsible. Everybody lining their pockets. Everybody getting something out of it. Everybody, except for the people. So we ask, honestly, wholeheartedly, when do we get the consideration? When? Honestly, I'm from your Ward 49. We got a congressional woman been in the office for 24 years. When do we get some consideration? No, don't shake your head, Maria, because I've been hitting you up for the last few weeks. I'm sleeping in the 24th district, woman, and you still ain't, please. But sorry.
Let me get a quick scripture, man. All right. It's all coming to fruition. Isaiah 19:2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man. All right. You Edomites and you Israelites included. All right. You American Negroes and shit like that, man. You're going to be caught up in this war too, this civil war. All right. This division that's going on. All right. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Come on, man. All right. Straight out the good book. You know?
Y'all. Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker is Jessica Jackson.
And what we said did not matter. And when we were talking about changing Chicago's status as a sanctuary city, and keep in mind, we still have a right to do that. Just like Biden has the right to put forth an executive order to change the crisis at the border, Chicago's mayor has the right to put forth an executive order to change Chicago's sanctuary city. Will he do it? Of course he will not do it. If he was going to do it, it would have been done. And remember, there was a vote within City Council where the ordinance to change it was struck down. And the mayor was the deciding vote.
Okay, so I want to play just a little bit. It's actually a clip from your Democratic mayor, Brandon Johnson, just after that City Council meeting yesterday that got pretty chippy. And at the end of the day, he is the one you are counting on in all of this, as you just said. It's his vote. It's his, in those meetings, it's his voice. It's his leadership that matters. Let's watch.
These goddamn commercials, man. All right.
I find it courageous, the way the man speaks. I know y'all think it's entertaining, and a lot of us will bow our heads to it because we convicted by it. But we losing in this city, black people. I'm the young black man that love black people. I'm a young black man that's wild about black people. But I'm also the young black man in the city that's being underserved, mistreated, and just basically made to be invisible.
But see, if you have understanding, that's the curses, man. All right. Your life wouldn't matter here. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick since he said that, because that's all the spirit. Right. You know, Jake wants some type of recognition here. It's not gonna happen, man. Excuse me. All right, and maybe think about Deuteronomy chapter 28. Right? Because that's all the spirit that he was talking about. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28. And let's start at verse let's get verse 65. Deuteronomy 28:65. It says, and among these nations thou shalt find no ease. So no matter where Jake is at, he's not going to find any ease, no rest whatsoever. All right, like he said, you know, his life is like he's invisible. You know, your life don't matter, man. All right, and Esau shows you that every day. Okay, it says, among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. You see that? Jake catching pure hell here in America, man. All right, no rest, no comfort, no nothing. All right, no assistance. Nobody's fighting for your plight. All right, your life doesn't matter. You see all those things he said. It says, but the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. That's all that grief that Jake was just talking about on the panel. That's all scriptural, man. All right. The Lord said he would give you a trembling heart, man. All right. The mindset of Jake is uncertainty, man. Especially in these times we live in now, man. The lack of work, the lack of jobs, inflation, people, you know, are struggling, not knowing how they're going to make it, not knowing how they're going to survive. You see, it says, in failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Yeah, the grief, the despair, you know, catching pure hell here. It says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. Right? Jake ain't shit. Jake, a lot of Jake's in that spirit, you know, shit. How we going to make it? You know? And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night. It's a constant struggle. All right, for you Israelites here, no matter where you at. All right, it says, and shall have none assurance of thy life. Right? That's the uncertainty, man. It says, in the morning thou shalt say, would God if were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God if it were morning. For the fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see. Let's read these verses in the NLT. Just want to see what it says. All right. Just laying back on what Jake was just saying here. All right, and we'll play a little bit more. All right, so this is Deuteronomy 28:65 in the NLT. It says, there among those nations you will find no peace or place to rest, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai will cause your heart to tremble, your eyesight to fail, and your soul to despair. Your life will constantly hang in the balance. You will live night and day in fear, unsure if you will survive. Ain't that the spirit on Jake here? Right? That uncertainty. How you gonna make it? How you gonna pay them bills? How you gonna make the rent? How you gonna feed the kids? You know? And that same spirit is on a lot of people now, man, due to the economy. All right. The people's financial situations. You see? It says, in the morning you will say, if it were only night. In the evening you will say, if it were only morning. For you will be terrified by the awful horrors you see around you, right? Because Jake is in the worst conditions, as Jake was just talking about here. The ghettos, the slums, the hood, the projects. You know, where you got the worst type of environment, the worst access to the worst type of food. All right. You get the worst type of education. All right. It's all biblical, man. All right. Let's go back and play more.
I've been attacked in this city, shot multiple times. I've been pushed to the side by law enforcement. For what reason, I don't know.
Whew, that's the spirit, man. Hey, it's all the answers is in the scriptures. Man, that's heavy.
I'm attacked by judges. For what reason, I don't know. I guess it's for speaking up for Black people. That's the only thing I can think about. But we just received new representation in Brandon Johnson. I was like, yeah, we got a smart Black man in there.
That's what's up. That's what has happened in the United States right now. All this asylum seeking lie, all this about refugees. No. What's happening is they're emptying out the dregs of their jails into the United States, into our communities. They're junking up our country. And yeah, we feel some kind of way about it because it's our country.
Yeah, all you Jakes, see, you niggas think you Americans and shit, man. And that's why, as we just talked about here, right? A pipeline of criminals into the United States, right? It's going to get ugly.
It's our country. People like Vasquez and them, look how disrespectful they are. Now, you just gave that man a resolution for his father's restaurant. And every time we get up and talk, he's working this room. Look at him. Look at him. But he wants his resolution for his father to be respected. Vasquez, Lopez, all them want their people to be respected, but they can't even give us the dignity for what we built. But them, ain't no question about it. Yeah, Black History Month, the American descendants of slavery. And I want you to know, Brandon Johnson, I understand what Breakmore's saying about we still on the plantation, but what you looking at right now, this is what a free Negro look like. And I'm telling you, we're going to get our city back. We're going to stand for our people. We're going to get them out of our communities because they don't deserve to be there. Anytime they can't give us 3 lousy minutes of their attention while we sit here and watch y'all get them all kind of money, you watch us. We Black out here, and we gonna handle our business. You watch that. I'm a free Black woman.
Woo, Jake is through, man. But hey, who should rouse them up? So hey, people are pissed. This got to be it right here, man. This is what they're gonna use here, man. All right, deportation. You're gonna have, wars in the streets, okay, against these migrants and shit. And that's what's gonna bring in the martial law. All right, you can totally see it, man. All right, as we just read. All right, sedition among men. Okay, they're not going to regard the kings, the princes, and the actions to stand in their power. Right, this is an example of what she's talking about. All right, and as I said, there's going to be a lot of you so-called Blacks caught up into this, man. Right, but we understand. All right, I'll play a little bit more and we're rapping, man. You brothers and sisters that's watching, you get it. All right, let's see if there's any more.
This is how we get down.
Where is the money for the South Side and the West Side communities? That should be the argument. It's 20 Black aldermen and women and a lot of upset Black constituents who voted y'all in. So running to the white media outlets who won't even run a story about stolen properties being taken in our communities, the displacement of elder people, the mass illegal evictions happening on the South Side, and the massive bed bug problem that the Chicago Public Housing Authority has had and is not being addressed. When it's a Chicago bed bug ordinance that is supposed to charge a landlord $2,000 per day. So just like the Latino, all the people in here that stick together, it should be the same with the Blacks. And lastly, when are you going to find a floor leader? It's been 3 months. That should be another argument. We also will be voting no to bring Chicago home on March 19th. And Mayor Johnson, glad to hear you decided not to ask City Council to approve not another dollar for the illegals. If the crisis is so bad, the City Council members who are so concerned should donate their salaries to the cause like a real public servant should. Happy fucking Black History.
Through.
We're grateful that the state and the county is working towards providing more investments, even though we have to have a more substantive conversation about where those dollars will actually go.
So I just have one question. Chicago had a choice after Lori Lightfoot, who was breaking COVID protocols to go get her hair done and all sorts of things. They didn't have to go farther left with Brandon Johnson. Why did you vote for him?
I voted for Brandon Johnson because I knew him. I voted for Brandon Johnson because I thought that he would be good for Chicago. I voted for Brandon Johnson because really I didn't do my homework. Because had I done my homework and paid attention to the alliances and who he was with and who groomed him, I would have known better and I would have voted differently.
Man, warn to Jake, man, that trust in Egypt. All right. Isaiah 30. This is why the scriptures say what they say. Judah warned against Egyptian alliance. Right? Isaiah 31. Woe to the rebellious children, say of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right. And that's what Jake does. All right. You've covered yourself with a covering, but it's not of the spirit of the Lord, man. You covered yourself in voting. All right. Trusting in Esau's government, thinking that Esau's system had your best interests at heart. And that's clearly not the case. Right. And this is why our people are in the worst case scenario out here. It says, verse 2, that walk down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Right. Because you trust in Jake trusts in this system. Jake really believes in the bottom of his heart that one day that, you know, they'll be acknowledged, you know, they'll have the things that they need, you know, that eventually, you know, they'll be able to be taken out of this this situation that they're in America. Right? Niggas crying for Trump, crying for Biden, trusting in the system. Go make your vote count. All right? This is for all you niggas that's in that spirit, man. When you gonna wake the hell up? It says, therefore, shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. You see that? Now you niggas out here looking crazy, man. All right? But this is what happened when you turn your back on Yahweh Shem Yahweh, your power, man. Right? Let me get one more. This is Lamentations 4:17. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Just adding on to the video. All right. You niggas are watching for a nation that put you in slavery, man. All right. That continuously oppresses you daily, man. But you think that this same nation that brought you over here as slaves is going to, you know, put you in a position to win. It's not going to happen. All right. So your eyes have failed for your vain help. It's all vanity, Jake. All right. You ain't learned by now that your vote don't matter. It don't count. Things are not going to get better. Okay. All this shit, man. That's why, hey, 2/3, man. You got to go. There's no helping Jake, man. You see? It says they hunt our steps that we cannot go on our street. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. Our end is come. Yeah, for 2/3, man. All right. This is why we telling Jake to turn back and trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. Right? But Jake ain't gonna listen. All right. We'll finish it out. Let me play a little bit more. We'll finish this lesson out. All right.
And that brings me to the challenge of really standing up and not just saying to Chicagoans or Illinoisans, but to all voters in this country. It is time for us to stand up and to vote our self-interest. We vote along party lines, especially as African Americans, and that needs to change. We need to start voting for people who are going to promote our self-interest. And that may not be a Democrat, and it may not be a Republican. It may be an independent candidate. It may be a Green Party candidate.
But do you hear what she's talking, man? This is a primary example of niggas that continue to trust in America, man. You know, we need to vote for somebody that's going to be about our interests. It's not going to happen, right? Jake need to snap the fuck up out of that, man, and turn back to your power before it's too late. This is why the Lord is angry with us, man. All right? You trust in a nation that cannot save you. Your eyes have failed for your vain help. All right? It's the same shit every 4 years, dealing with these presidential race, these candidates. All right? And they always use these politicians to do some shit to gain the vote for Jake, you know? Like you had the video with Trump, you know, he was in his he was in his golf cart or whatever the case was, and he had some trap music he was playing and shit. You know, they know how to target Jake, man. Hillary Clinton with hot sauce in her purse and shit. Bill Clinton playing the saxophone, right? You had Obama playing basketball down at UNC, right? They know how to market and sell Jake, man, right? Just to keep you in that further confusion, you know. You niggas are simple as hell, man.
But I think that now we have come to a point in this country where we have to stop marrying ourselves to party, stop voting along ethnic lines, because we're seeing that is not working for us. And so that is why I will be voting Republican for the first time.
Through. We're not even going to play the rest of that. You get it, man. Jake is finished. All right. And that's pretty much the point, man. So once again, just highlighting the points that was made in this lesson. All right. You see the division that's going on, the anger of the people. All right. Jake is going to be used as the problem in America. All right. Black migrants bringing in disease and illnesses. Immigration becomes the #1 issue for the majority of Americans in 2024. So what's happening? All right. Criminals are entering into the borders of America. There you go, man. So like they say, the proof is in the pudding, man. All right. So get ready for this year to get even more crazier, man. 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. All right. But our people are through, man. All right. And they're not gonna get it until the sword comes down. Right? Exactly, brother. Hey, Shalom, my arrows of indignation 144. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High. And it says, I will also forget thy children. Exactly, man. Our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. Scriptures also say in Jeremiah that our people are sottish children, which means stupid. Right? Jake still don't get it, man. Right? But as we read, hey, the trust in Pharaoh, the trust in Egypt is going to lead to your shame and confusion. You see that? So that's pretty much the point, man. I just wanted to put that out there. You know, those are all the things that stood out to me as I put these videos together. You know, I just hope that this lesson was edifying, man. But you can clearly see that this immigration, this so-called immigration crisis, this thing is going to lead to the precipice of destruction, man. All right? It's all being set up. All right? So, hey, we're going to sit back and watch as we eat the popcorn, man. All right? But, hey, pray this lesson was edifying. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. Hey, shalom.